maelstrom of magic assails you. Primordial another foe. You look like primordial forces.
I'm going all in! See how you like this exercise!
It's time to get serious! Check this out!
Want to see what I can really do? Right there! Primordial forces consuming! I show you the world in purest blackness!
You are about to witness my true power!
Might knows no bounds!
Maelstrom of magic
Want to see what I can really do? Maelstrom of magic consume you! Maelstrom of magic consume you!
I'm all set!
I needed that. I owe you one.
Prepare to meet your maker! I do like it when that happens. A mere scratch.
Thanks. Come and get it! Prepare for impact. Let me at him. Okay. On to the next. All right. Everyone okay? That was a piece of cake. Hey, we brought you that oil.
Ah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank me when the job's done. Speaking of which, shall we get started?
Wowzers. Where did you learn to fix tents like that, laddie?
I used to be a sailor, so I was always climbing up and down masts, repairing sails. I learned how to patch and oil them pretty good. It may seem like a small thing, but out at sea, it can make all the difference. My shipmates used to call me the lifesaver.
Gosh.
It's a little different now, though. These days, it's my friends saving my life instead.
You're far too modest. Perhaps you do put your life on the line rather too eagerly, but I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. You give me courage. The courage to continue fighting.
Thanks, Gloria. That means a lot.
It does? Well, I was merely stating a fact.
If you say so. But thanks. Anyway, enough chatting. Let's get these repairs finished up, huh?
Please, Roddy, you've got to take a break. You'll burn yourself out.
Take a break? And what kind of example would I be setting for everyone then?
Hey guys, is everything okay?
No, everything is not okay. This pig-headed old bampot's been working flat out for 3 days straight. He's not had a wink of sleep. And if he carries on at this rate, well...
Well, nothing. What's 3 days? Have a job to do, and I can't rest until it's finished. Anyway, I know my body better than anyone, and I'm telling you there's nothing to worry about. Now, I've got to go. I need to check in with everyone.
I knew this would happen. I'm taking you home, mister. You need your rest, and you're getting it whether you like it or not. Poor Roddy was absolutely exhausted. No sooner had his head hit the pillow than he started snoring. He's working far too hard trying to get Wiswald back on its feet. But that's who he is, I suppose. I mean, he insists that if he wants everyone to make the effort to get things back to normal, he has to lead by example. And I think that's wonderful, don't get me wrong. It's just... well, I wish he'd take better care of himself, that's all. So I've been on at him constantly about it, and we've been rowing something awful.
I can see why you'd be worried about him.
Thanks. You couldn't do me a wee favour, could you? You was off to do the rounds, see how everyone's getting on. Could you go instead? They might open up to you a bit more anyhow. And if I can tell him the world's not falling apart without him, maybe he'll not be up every 5 minutes checking on everything.
I'd be happy to help. And I'll be sure not to tell them you sent me.
I think that would be for the best, aye. Thanks. You're a lifesaver.
This blue stuff's an absolute nightmare. I can't get rid of the stains, no matter how hard I scrub. If that wasn't bad enough, now I've gone and snapped the handle off my brush. I'll never get the place cleaned up at this rate. Whew, I'm in a right old pickle, no mistake.
Excuse me, would this be enough for a new brush?
Oh, Jinx, that's very kind of you, laddie. Aye, this should be more than enough.
Does Roddy not usually give you tools and that kind of thing?
Roddy? Oh, aye, I always make sure I've got everything I need. The boy's a marvel. Just hate to bother him, you know. Had a hard enough job convincing him to let me take over the cleaning in the first place. This is no job for a man of his talents. He's got far more important things to be getting on with. Like leading his people, for one.
You're not wrong about that.
I just wish he'd lean on us all a bit more, you know? We're here for him. He needs to understand that.
Well, it's certainly looking a whole lot better round here, eh?
Ah, all right there, Roddy. We were just talking about you.
Oh, aye. Cursing my name for working you so hard, I expect. Well, not to worry, I'm here now. You go home and rest.
Oh, no, you don't. Back to bed with you, now.
If I can't get this blasted branch out of the way once and for all, we'll never get this place rebuilt. I've sat down and used every trick Roddy ever taught me to put together a plan. I've got all the tools ready and everything. All I need to do is get things underway. The only problem is, it's way too big a job for one person. I need help.
Here, maybe this will convince a few people your job is a priority.
Really? You're just giving it to me? Wow, thanks. I'll be able to put a crack squad together with this little lot, no doubt about it. I might even be able to get them to help with a couple more things I've got in mind. Thanks again, pal. You're a lifesaver.
Oh, don't mention it. Before I go, though, can I ask you something? Have you told Roddy that you need help?
I haven't, actually. Suppose I wanted to show him I could get the job done myself, you know? After all, he's taught me so much. Only seems right to make myself useful in return.
Wow. Roddy's quite the inspiration.
All right there, big man. How are you getting on with that tree?
Oh, aye, all good, Gaffer. Everything's under control.
That's what I like to hear. Give us a shout if I can help you with anything, eh? And remember, don't overdo it. There's nothing to be gained from pushing yourself too hard.
Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Come on, you. Back to bed.
So, Lily, I've been thinking. Oh, ignore me, love. I was just wittering away to myself.
Do you mind if I ask what it was about?
I suppose it can't hurt. See, I want to ask Lily if I can help look after the bairns the Institute took in. I thought it might make her life a wee bit easier, you know.
That sounds like a great idea. I bet Lily will be glad of the help.
You really think so? I was getting all nervous, wondering if I'd only get in the way. But we can't just carry on relying on her for everything, can we? All right, if you think she'd be keen, I'll go and ask her. Would you mind if I... No, Lily, I couldn't help noticing.
Here. Maybe this will help break the ice with Lily. You can use it to buy a few things for the kids at the Institute.
Oh, that's very generous of you, but I really can't accept it.
Why not? It's all for the future of Wiswald.
Aye, I suppose you're right. All right, maybe I will take it. Thanks so much.
Roddy and Lily are lucky to have so many people working hard to help them get Wiswald back on its feet.
Oh no, we're the lucky ones. Roddy's the best leader a country could hope for. I do worry about him though. Sometimes I think he tries to do too...
Oh, hello there. While I've got you, let me thank you for putting up with everything I've been asking you to do.
Thank me, but I haven't.
Come on now, what are you getting so flustered for? Anyone would think you...
Roddy! Roddy's working too hard. That's the truth of the matter. Rebuilding this place isn't just down to him. We've all got to do our bit. And besides, he's got all his other duties. There's a country to run after all.
You're right. He has more than just rebuilding the city to worry about. Things must be pretty difficult for him right now. Maybe I should go and see if there's anything I can do to help. I'll go talk to Lily about helping out. What's with all the sighing, Elvis?
Oh, I was just reminiscing about when I first came across the old book here is all. I found it when I was going through Lady Emma's things after shit. I couldn't read a word of it at first. But then I happened to plonk it down near an asterisk she had lying around on her desk, and suddenly I could make sense of some of it. I just hope she managed to figure that much out at least. No way I've ever known now, I suppose. Wait, what am I talking about? Of course there is. She was always jotting down wee notes about every little thing and shoving them in books. I'll bet there's something useful somewhere on those shelves.
I guess we'd better take a look then, huh?
In addition to working on my research, I'm also teaching the basics of magic to a couple of young hopefuls. I'm trying to be patient, and I appreciate that everyone develops at their own pace. But I must say, one of them in particular has been a disaster so far. On the first day, he set his hair on fire. On the second day, he set his clothes on fire. Heaven knows what'll be going up in smoke next. And as if that wasn't bad enough, when he came in on the third day, he tried to laugh it all off and told me not to sweat the details, whatever that's supposed to mean. Still, I suppose blind optimism is a virtue of sorts.
Elvis? Is she talking about...
Let's not sweat the details, eh?
a strange old book, and I'm struggling to make any sense of it. It seems to be written in a language I've never seen before. I'd almost given up on being able to decipher any of it, but then suddenly, some of it started making sense. Seems it was reacting to my asterisk, but I've not managed to work out much beyond that yet. It's driving me potty. There must be some way of reading the rest, though. And I'll not stop until I found it. Something tells me it's important. That he'd want me to.
So Lady Emma had noticed the connection between the book and the asterisks, eh?
Do you know who she was talking about at the end? The he she mentioned?
No idea, sorry. Someone from our past, maybe? She wasn't exactly one for sharing.
My apprentice continues to be just about the sloppiest magician I've ever had the misfortune to teach. But oddly, he's also the one I've the most faith will come good in the end. His progress has been painfully slow, but he's determined not to give up. He's got grit, I'll give him that. And curiosity too. These two qualities alone will take him far. But most of all, he's compassionate, I suppose you'd say. He just seems to know when people need help. He's even snapped me out of one or two of my black moods. Aye, you're not all bad, Elvis.
Lady Emma.
It's no good. I can't make head nor tail of it. What if there's nothing to understand? What if it's just meaningless gibberish? I have to test my theory. I have to get my hands on another asterisk.
Lady Emma! I brought the package you asked for.
Thanks, Elvis. You can leave it over there.
Still getting nowhere, eh? Oh, you've been frowning at whatever that is for days now. Maybe you should take a wee break or something. A spot of fresh air can work wonders, you know. Not that that face you're making isn't charming, of course, but you wouldn't want to get stuck looking that way, eh? Is it something I can help with, maybe?
You're very kind, but I doubt it.
Fair enough. Will you at least let me make you a nice cup of tea, then?
Aye. That'd be lovely. Thank you.
Alrighty then. I'll be with you in a jiffy. You'll crack it sooner or later, Lady Emma. I know you will.
Yeah. Ugh, Elvis. What would I do without you, eh?
Well, well. And there I was, thinking I never gave her much of any use.
I guess that's how it is with students and teachers, right?
Aye, I suppose it is.
Well, how did it go?
Yeah, everybody's working hard. Feels like things will be back to normal before long. They all have a lot of faith in Roddy, and a lot of respect. But they are also kind of worried. They think he's doing too much.
Sorry I had to pick up my slack there for a wee bit. Still, if nothing else, I saw enough to tell me that this is no time to be loafing around at home. One more push, then maybe we can breathe easy at last.
Please, Roddy, you have to rest.
I can't, Hen. Not now. What kind of message would it send if people saw their leader slacking off, eh?
But Roddy, if you keep going like this, you'll end up doing it again.
Eh?
Have you forgotten our wedding, you great oaf? You fretting about all the preparations, staying up all night, worrying yourself sick. And then finally, on the night before the big day, keeling over with the strain of it all.
I just wanted it to be perfect.
Exactly. You piled impossible expectations on yourself until they crushed you. And now you're doing it again. Look, everyone thinks it's amazing how responsible you feel for making sure Wiswald gets back on its feet. But you don't have to do it all yourself.
Lily's right.
Aye, that she is, Gaffer. Don't be afraid to lean on us. We can take it.
Of course we can. And besides, you've got all your other responsibilities to be thinking of.
But I've not been thinking straight, have I? Well, thank heaven someone has. All right, I'll take a wee break. It's for the good of Wiswald in the long run, eh? And for our good too.
I don't know how to thank you. I thought I'd never get him to see sense.
Oh, don't mention it. By the way, you said that Roddy collapsed the day before your wedding? What happened after that?
Well, we had to postpone the whole thing, of course. But we couldn't let the food go to waste, so we invited everyone round for an impromptu party anyway. The silly old fool ended up paying for 2 weddings. Honestly, if that doesn't teach a man not to overstretch himself, I don't know what will.
Smell that.
Smell what?
You're joking, right? Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I've not come across that sweet, sweet aroma for a good old while. Excuse me, pal. You've got some Mandarin tea in, aye?
You've a keen nose on you, eh? A connoisseur, are we?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I know my Mandarin tea at least. Used to drink buckets of the stuff.
That would explain it then. Aye, it's a flavour that's hard to forget, that's for sure. I'd offer you some, but we've just this minute sold out, I'm afraid.
What? Ach, you're kidding me. Talk about getting a fellow's hopes up. So, what I can smell is my chances of having a cup wafting out of the door. Oh, well, that's just perfect.
Sorry, I really am. Tell you what, if I ever get some more in, I'll set you a bag aside. How about that?
That's nice of you and all, but I'm a travelling man. I'll probably be long gone by then. Typical. It's all I can think of now. But honestly, you've got to try it. There's a reason they call it the tea lover's tea of teas.
Wow. That does sound pretty special.
So special that after I introduced it to my family, they started having it made by special appointment, no less.
Wait, I thought I recognized you. You're a Leslie, eh? No wonder you know your tea. Your lot used to be my best customers.
Well, if that's the case, then maybe you can have a dig around in the stockroom and see what you can find for old time's sake.
I'd love to help you, laddie. But I really have run out. And the only way to get more is to hunt down a lairad or two. The problem with that being that you don't see so many of them round our way these days. To be honest, it was a bit of a miracle that I managed to get my hands on that last batch.
Yeah, what a pickle, eh? Well, looks like there's only one thing for it.
You're planning on hunting some of these things down yourself?
Of course I am! Who else are we supposed to get our hands on these tea leaves?
Wait, we?
Aye! Or were you planning on making me do it on my own? Look, you'll thank me when you've tried this tea, I promise you. It's going to blow your tiny little mind. Or my name's not Elvis, Baron of Beverages.
Aye, and I'll pay you a pretty penny for any you can't use as well.
You've got yourself a deal, my friend. Alrighty, a-hunting we will go.
Quest must go on. You will regret this.
Now you've made me mad. Yeah, I've got another
It's
one.
just a big one, did you?
Come and get it! On to the next. All right.
Did you see that? I'm amazing. Whee! Look at this great pile of leaves we've gathered.
Nobody's gonna be running short of your favorite tea now, huh?
Aye, and I couldn't have done it without you. I owe you big time for this one, old pal. Now, prepare yourself for a cuppa that'll change your life. Well, let's go and offload the surplus first, eh? Business before pleasure. Here you go, as promised.
Crikey, I didn't expect you to bring me this much.
Never underestimate the power of a good cup of tea to light a fire under a fellow.
All right, let's get you paid up, shall we? A pleasure doing business with you.
And speaking of pleasure, I reckon it's time we got a cup of this nectar down us, don't you? Hooey! That's the stuff. I could drink a bathful and still come back for more. And yourself? Bet you've never tasted anything like it, eh?
It's good. Has a certain something. I can see how you get to like it so much.
And get to like it I did. Lady Emma and I used to have a cup every afternoon. There was something about it. No matter how many times she'd told me off during the day, she'd always be nice to me at tea time. Aye, she taught me a lot. Made me the man I am today. But the first lesson I ever learned from her was how to brew a proper pot of this stuff. What you're tasting there, that's Lady Emma in a cup. I started brewing it at home and pretty soon the whole family was hooked. That's how come we started ordering it in specially. But learning to make it was no mean feat. There's a lot to it, and I was no more patient back then than I am now. She stuck with me though. Drilled it into me until I got it right at last. Best teacher a man could hope to have. I sometimes think I should have done more to thank her. Not much I can do about it now though.
Hey, Elvis. Do you ever wish you could go back? Maybe if you could do it all again, you'd listen more. Try harder.
Nah. I'd be just as bad as I was the first time round, I'm sure. Some things run too deep. And besides, that angry face of hers was an absolute peach. I'd never have got to see it if I'd been a goody two-shoes. Anyway, that's enough nostalgia for one day. Sorry to bore you.
Oh, it wasn't boring at all. I'd like to hear more sometime. Maybe over a cup of this delicious tea.
Aye, I'd like that. Better luck next time, kiddies. You need a bit more practice.
What do you think you're doing? You should never aim a spell at someone, even as a joke. Never.
Sorry.
Lighten up, Gloria. We were only having a wee bit of fun.
That may well be, but... Look, I apologize for reacting quite so strongly, but
It's fine. You just surprised us is all, right? Aye. We don't mind, because we think you're really pretty.
I beg your pardon?
I know. I saw a really nice flower outside town. I'll go and get it to say sorry. Wait there.
Yeah, you. Even the wee kiddies are falling over themselves to please the entrancing Princess Gloria.
Do you have to make fun of me so mercilessly?
What? Entrancing?
It means I'm... Never mind. She's been gone rather a while, don't you think?
She's probably just got distracted along the way.
No. I have a bad feeling about this. We need to go after her.
Look!
A shoe. A very small shoe. What if it belongs to that poor girl?
And here, drag marks. Do you think she...
Please, I don't even want to think about it. Come on, there isn't a moment to lose.
Look! In his mouth!
How could you? You'll pay for this. You are no match for us.
Come and get it! I've got a little something for you. Let's go.
Want to see what I can really do?
Primordial force
the world
consume
is
you!
like
There is blackness!
Well, we took care of the monster, but...
Yes. Listen.
You're all right? Oh, thank goodness.
But, honestly, what were you thinking? Coming somewhere so dangerous all on your own?
It was so scary.
Now, don't cry. It's all right. I'm just glad you're safe. That's all.
There you are. Where have you been?
I know I may have snapped at you both, but it's because I was worried about you.
It's okay.
I scared you, didn't I?
I'm not so sure that's what's upsetting her, you know.
I'm sorry. I didn't find that flower for you.
Oh, don't be silly. It's the thought that counts. And you're back home safe and sound. That's the most important thing.
Miss Princess, would you like to come and play with us sometime? I want to talk to you some more. Hey, I want to talk to her too. I want to talk to her more than you. So will you come and play with us? Aye, please come and play with us.
Gosh, well,
See, they knew you told them off for a good reason. They wouldn't have asked you to play if they didn't now, would they?
You're right, I suppose.
Doesn't hurt that they go moony every time you so much as open your mouth, of course.
I thought I asked you to stop that.